Yeah, on this channel, we talk about business and any form of business, and I'm sure you've seen that. But if you've not been here before, this is what we do. We talk anything and everything about a business. Today, I'm going to talk about particularly challenges of starting a property development business. Why do I talk about this business? It's because I have started one before. And I've had my own challenges in starting a property development business. And today I thought, well, let's talk about these challenges and maybe also about how did I resolve some of them. And you can maybe learn from it and do it yourself. Who knows? Maybe you want to start a property development business. My name is TJ. Welcome to the channel. And if you've never subscribed, now is the time to subscribe and also like this content. But I would also appreciate a little bit of comments from you if this information is of helpful to you. Let's jump into it. I think I've got around about 6 to 7 challenges that I think have been the most challenging one. There's plenty of them, but I thought let me give you maybe around about 6 or 7. Let's check it out. The biggest one was that, remember, maybe I mustn't say remember because I don't know if you know me. I used to be a banker before. So in that lifetime, when I was a banker, there was no way I could ever think that one day I would start a business that does property developments. So because I was coming in from a background of being a banker, I didn't know that these were some of the challenges. So now that I can officially use the word, remember, I used to be a banker. In this time, starting off a property development business, I had no knowledge. Yes, so that's point number 1. Knowledge became something that I didn't have. And for anyone to jump into anything, it is extremely important that you are knowledgeable within that sphere, because let's take an example of wherever you are today in your business or in a particular employment that you could be in. You have a certain skill, and that's the knowledge that you have acquired. And remember that when you have acquired this knowledge, the first time when you're doing it, it was hard. And now there are some things that you can do without even thinking because you just know. So knowledge was my number 1 biggest challenge. Do you agree with this statement? If yes, let me know. And what kind of challenge and how did you resolve this challenge for yourself? Number 2, again, this was my challenges, right? So number 2, finding opportunities didn't come easy. Well, now I kind of like smell the opportunities. When I get to a place, I can be able to identify an opportunity off the cuff. I'm like, that works, that doesn't work. Here, no opportunity. That person could be telling me there is an opportunity here, but actually, no. This is a skill that I had to hone over a period of time, checking out the different options that were there in terms of opportunities. And then sometimes it's not about finding opportunities. It's about creating the opportunity. What do I mean by that? When I look at my journey, I realized that some opportunities never presented themselves as an opportunity in terms of engaging the people that were there or thinking that there's an opportunity. The more I dug in, the more I was able to actually see that, hold on, there's an opportunity here. Because I started looking at it from that direction and I put in that person, and together I connected the 2 dots and an opportunity started to arise. So I didn't find an opportunity, but I was able to put the opportunity together. And that's, again, a skill. So having knowledge is one, which was a big challenge for me. Finding opportunities was another, which was another big challenge for me. But however, sometimes you don't find opportunities. Sometimes you have to make the opportunities. Point number 3, and I think for a lot of people, they would have made this as the first point, as point number 1. Funding. Yes, funding is always an issue. I want to assure you that it is not the challenge of money, it is actually the challenges of good opportunities. There is plenty of money around. I remember back in the days, my mentor would say to me, when the right deal is available, the money will come. And I used to get frustrated with that because I'm like, all my deals are good. But I've realized in business that actually there is plenty of money around. It's about connecting that money to the opportunity. When you do that, there's plenty of money that will come to your way. You'll see people will start throwing money at you. But this was one of my biggest challenges, especially when I was starting off, on how do I get to have funding. In one of my past videos, I speak about how you can get funding. And yes, it's one of those things that you can do for yourself. So you can check out the video right there. But let's go on to point number 4. Yep, point number 4. This is one of those skills where now you have knowledge and you have opportunities and now you've got the funding, but you don't have the skill to deliver. Oh, that's a painful one. Or maybe let me say this. Maybe you're like me. So you're a banker. You're not the guy who is actually becoming the plumber, or you're not the guy who's going to be the brick, the guy who's going to be doing that. So you're not that person, and you go and hire unskilled labor because you're trying to make some money. I did say that. Not being able to deliver is also a skill that one needs to hone. So if you're able to now have the 3 that we spoke about, and now the opportunity is there for you to deliver, the ability to deliver is also extremely important, because once you deliver, that project is your testimonial. Once you deliver, that project is now your proof of concept that you can deliver. And with that, you can be able to show other people to say, this is what I've done. And for that reason, they can be able to give you more work or more business because they can see what you're doing. However, the skill of delivering, not so many people have. This is why we see that from time to time, buildings that fall down. From time to time, we see that insurance doesn't want to pay for whatever reasons. It is the art of delivering. Point number 5. Within my point number 5, I want to speak to you guys around a rare skill that I don't think that many people have. I've seen this, I've had to work on it myself. And this is particularly the art of communication. Yes, it is one of those challenges that you can be faced with, especially when you're starting off in your property development business. The art of communication is very important. Communicating downwards to your employees, contractors, communication upwards to your client, communication upwards to your funders. All of these people need to know what is happening with the project. So you now are able to deliver, so you're just focusing on delivering. But it is a challenge that if you're just focusing on delivering and nobody knows what you are, where you are, and when do you need the money, that becomes a challenge. Because now when you're on the next phase where you do need the money, now they're going to be saying, well, you didn't communicate us in good time, so hold on. This may take a week or 2 weeks, maybe a month. And in this time, you are now stuck. So communication, or should I say having a skill of communicating, it is one of those key areas where we need to be improving. I found the art the hard way, and I am continuously learning on how to do this. Challenge number 6, the art and the ability of multitasking, especially on multiple sites. So you can be able to multitask on one particular property. So you have a plumber, you've got that person and that person, you've got a construction manager, and you're doing all of that on the one project. Or should I say on one site. However, when it now comes to delivering this on multiple sites, I saw that this was a huge problem. It was a challenge that I had to resolve, because now on one side they are at the foundation, on another side they are at window level. The level of management that is required there is totally different. And maybe on another side, they are actually doing a snag list. The people that you deploy onto these projects becomes very important. And the multitasking that is required in terms of you dedicating your time is also different. This was a huge challenge. Some of these things, yes, we can be able to talk about them today, but they will always take a little bit of time for you to learn it whilst you are in it. Like they say, how do you become a CEO? Or how do you learn to be a CEO? You become a CEO. Yeah, just like some of these challenges. You can prepare for them, however, you can only be able to learn them whilst you are in the grind. The last challenge that I want to speak to is the ability to grow. I have seen so many property developers out there that are just not able to grow. They do have sites that they are managing. They do have business that's coming in, but they're not just able to grow. They are on that ceiling, they reach there, and they're just not able to topple up. And the question that we should be asking ourselves is, why are they not able to grow? They don't know how to. It's a huge challenge. Maybe, like me, I didn't think that having all of my accounting affairs is important. So at one point, that was a challenge. It restricted me from growing. So that's number one. It might also be maybe some of the legalities within your company is not correct. So you just run a company and you run a company. And maybe there could be a challenge that you actually don't know that you can go to the next level. And the idea here is maybe you're just used to be building small houses. But what about building a full complex? What about doing a full township? A lot of us, we never think, or the ability for us to think that far is not there. And that was a challenge for me at one point, until I got to have other professionals coming in to advise me in my business, and they pointed out these things to me and say, you're not growing because 1, 2, 3, 4. And I looked at it and I'm like, yes. So what are some of the challenges that you are facing in your business? If you're a property developer and you're doing property development, what is it that you are finding challenges in? Let me know in the comments. Maybe you are already in the space of wanting to be a property developer and you're already having challenges way before you started. Well, what are those challenges? Or maybe you are in another form of a business which is not particularly a property development business. Remember, business is business. The challenges are always there. Again, let me know in the comments what are some of your challenges. Thank you very much for watching. My name is TJ. It's been great having you around. And if this has been informative to you, remember, hit the subscription button and don't forget to like and share. We will see you on the next video.